All right. Welcome back to another round of Civilization 7. And last stream we have finished off the Xerxes game. And I said I wasn't quite sure who I'm going to play this stream, and well, I wasn't quite sure who I was going to play right before I set this game up. But I looked at the list of people I still need a victory with, and I thought Tecumseh might be quite fun. Yes, Tecumseh is also a militaristic leader. Like I said, I believe most, if not all, of the leaders I still need a win for an achievement with are militaristic leaders. I'm not planning to go for a military victory. I'm not planning on playing around the 1 combat strength for all units for every city-state you're suzerain of, but rather the 1 food and 1 production per age in settlements for every city-state you're suzerain of. I'm trying to get like crazy productive and crazy big, or I mean, I guess with 1 food you can't get them like crazy big, but we'll see how strong this eventually will be. And if we get some units and fight some fights and see the common strength, that's like more or less a bonus. And in order to get as many city-states as possible, because ultimately that is going to be the goal, I have decided to go with the Greek Empire. And if I remember it at the end of the stream, I will also want to go for the Shawnee in the Exploration Age, because then we can combine Xenia together with the Shawnee tradition to get a total of 100% influence towards befriending independence. And if we can get 2 diplomatic attribute points, we can make that 150% and can try to get as many city-states as possible. But what does the Greek Empire do? Well, we get 3 influence per turn on the palace and 30% production towards constructing the oracle. We also get the Acropolis, which gives 2 gold on the Parthenon for each city-state we're suzerain of. So that also gives us a lot of gold eventually. And it is made up of the Odeon, which is a happiness building that gives 3 happiness, and a culture adjacency for quarters and wonders. And the Parthenon, which is a culture building that gets 3 culture, and a culture adjacency for wonders, but also 2 influence if placed on rough terrain. So we kind of want to place the Parthenon wherever we can on rough terrain. We also can get the Hoplite, which is a unique infantry unit that gets 2 combat strength if adjacent to another Hoplite, and the Logios, which is a great person with 1 charge, that we will receive a random Logios upon completing. It can only be produced in a city with an Acropolis. And this too, I try to remember to get as many as possible, if not all of them. So I'll probably try to have 1 city that gets an Acropolis as quickly as possible and then prints out Logios as quickly as possible. We could also get, like I said, the aforementioned Xenia, which gives 50% influence towards initiating and progressing the Befriend Independent project, which we want to go for as quickly as possible. We would also get Strategoy for 25% army commander experience, and Delian League or the Peloponnesian League, which gives 30% influence towards initiating endeavors or sanctions respectively. I'm probably not going to play as much with these. And to sort of play a little bit more into Tecumseh's ability for my mementos, I've chosen the Pote Squate, which gives a food per age in settlements for each city-state you're suzerain of, and the Wampum Belt gives a production per age in settlements for each city-state you're suzerain of. So effectively, every city-state that we befriend gives us 2 food and 2 production in every settlement, which should translate to 2 food and 2 gold in, well, not cities, in like towns. So that's the plan. We'll see where it's going. We're playing on Viceroy difficulty on a huge continents and islands map. On standard speed, with friendly independence as always, and long age length, and no plague crisis. And without further ado, let's start the game. And immediately, if we were to settle in place, we would immediately, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 resources. Albeit iron is an empire resource, wine is an empire resource, bonus resource, silver's an empire resource, so we have a lot of empire resources, but that's okay. And I immediately see an option to place our unique quarter right here. And even if we can, we might want to place the Colossus somewhere there. Whatever it is that we're planning, I don't see any reason not to settle in place. So that is exactly what we do. Like I said, we are playing on a huge map, so as always, I want to start with the quadruple scout. Now, in terms of technology, I would like to go towards currency as quickly as possible to get the Colossus. Depending on who's around us, we might want to make a turn for animal husbandry. I think I want to go writing first, though. Now, the problem is just one goody hut. That's not much. Farmers have been toiling over a stony tract of land with little success. If nothing can take root in its ground, maybe something can graze over it. Give the land over to the horses or recover the seeds to harvest elsewhere. Now we wouldn't get this, but we could settle, say for example, somewhere around here to have a horse tile next to these two these two jade tiles. I think I like that idea. So yeah, let's give that tile to the horses for now. I say for now. That's it, effectively. But yeah, I can already see, like for example, a settlement right here. That could work out. Representatives from the independent village of Izirtu have expressed concerns over a nearby mercenary camp. The soldiers say they merely wish to rest, but the flag they fly is suspicious. -1 happiness, -100% happiness for 1 turn, but improved relationship with Izirtu. Yeah, I can absolutely sacrifice 5 happiness to have improved relationships with Izirtu. Ooh, I can also see a settlement up there. I can absolutely see a settlement up there. There's a double camel. Could settle here. I don't like that they are overlapping though. That is not the... I'm not the biggest fan of that. Maybe... Nah, but these were freshwater settles. Maybe we can accept a little bit of overlapping. That might be okay. And we see a person. Hatshepsut. Yeah, I think we want to be friendly with people. As much as possible, at least. I would love... Normally I want to go towards mysticism first real quick. Let's get Classical Republic as always. Get in some food and production. Ooh. Hatshepsut of the Aksumite Empire. A group of nomads has noticed that the cattle they follow have dwindled. Many argue that their way of life is no longer sustainable. Find a place for the cattle herders to settle. Now I'll leave them be. I'll take the influence. Because I do want to befriend Izertu as quickly as possible. Because, like I said, that's 2 food and 2 production, or should be 2 food and 2 production and Athenai. Astronomers have crafted a tool for measuring the stars, hoping to discern meaning from their movements. The mysteries of the universe widens. Study the instrument or consult the stars for wisdom. Give me the culture. I'll leave you on your own now. How many more? 3 turns until we can get a... Let's start with a brickyard. What do we get here? Not much. I want some production, though. Ah, Hatshepsut just took the goody hut. That's a shame. And we can now befriend Izertu, actually. Kinda wanna also quickly get sailing too, because there's an island I can reach, or like a landmass at least I can reach. I think I will let this scout stay here for now, so that I can use that scout to explore that little landmass down there. A new prophet rises from a death-like slumber. Shedding his old life, he relates a vision of a forked road, one path leading to joy, the other to misery. He repeats the warning sent through him by the Master of Life. Some evils cannot be redeemed, but the future may yet be saved. Tecumseh listens closely to the prophet's words. Then, extending a hand, he helps his brother to his feet. Evil shares one fate, defeat, or through unity. Only through unity can enemies be overcome. I mean, or we could get like a production in all settlements, but I want the quest and the influence. I could go for the Great Stele. I would love to go for the Great Stele. I would also love to get Ecclesia quickly, but I think I go quick Great Stele first. Okay, City Patron Goddess unfortunately already gone. It's not you though, right? Doesn't look like it. It's a shame. So what else would be smart to take? I mean, we have quite a lot of lumber mills ready. Or like woodcutters that we could do stuff with. So we could go 1 gold on camps and woodcutters. For a little bit of extra gold. We could go God of Sun, just 1 culture gold, food gold, happiness, production, and science on the altar is always good. We could go for the wonder production. I mean, Trickster God would work quite well with the Greek with the Greek traditions. I'm thinking God of Sun. That is quite a nice balance of yields that we could get. Or I guess Monument to the Gods, that would give us the stele maybe a little bit quicker. Yeah, I think we'll go monument to the gods, and immediately once the brickyard is done, go for an altar. I want to see, do I see? I do not see any other land. Of course, there's, ooh, Champa. A city-state we might be able to befriend eventually. We'd need 170 though, as of right now. The Blind Poet. A Greek poet begins composing an epic work about war and conflict. Many enjoy his work, but some prefer a more adventurous tale. War lays bare the soul of humanity. Only through wandering can one learn oneself. We go for the culture quickly. That is writing. I'd like to go for sailing and, I mean, currency in general. That is okay. What's the price of a library? 360. That's still far off. But the good thing is, we do have this little peninsula somewhat for ourselves. A forager proudly shares her discovery, a bush whose leaves she claims are invigorating when consumed. She dubs it tea and suggests drinking an infusion or simply chewing the leaves. Drink the infusion, chew the leaves, decline, it might be poisonous. We'll definitely chew the leaves. So now I think we go towards Ecclesia and maybe Agogi later on to quickly get the unique quarter up and running too. Although maybe after Ecclesia we stop for discipline real quick to get the one scout movement in sight. Foragers have discovered an unknown type of mushroom, but such morsels warrant caution. They should not be eaten until they are studied. Examine the fungi or test. Now we'll test. Learning by doing and such. Okay, I think I can send you to there now. Let's get the hides. Let's get the wonder production for now. Because in 4 turns we do start. I actually do not want to heal on a river. I just see it flooding. Ooh, oh yes, we do want Hattusa. Probably before we even want Champa. An excavation has uncovered a bone the length of an entire person with signs that there may be more. Could this be the winged dragon of legends? Dig up the bones. We'd sacrifice 10 signs for 100 happiness, or let them remain a legend. We'd need... that would be an immediate... No, we are for 9 turns in a celebration. I think I will take the culture then. Oh. Okay. Is there to... explored quite a lot? No, sadly we can't be friendly with her. I should have probably waited anyway. But that's okay. I'll take the social policy slot. And a diplomatic point. Oh hell yeah. If we could get another diplomatic point, that would be great. Strangers wander the streets, peering at unfamiliar sights and marvelous goods. But not for long. Tecumseh's people know how to welcome new faces and make them old friends. A story to tell. We gladly take the codex. And I will also take 1 culture and 3 happiness for now. Why do I want to send you? I think up there. So that is most likely an island then, it looks like. So it is probably a smart move that I waited with that scout down there. After all, that might be a way to settle. Let's get the Great Stele. Where do you want to play? We can build around here. I want that open. Let's build the Stele here. And I'd also like a settler. real quick. I want to settle this city to sort of prevent Hatshepsut to settle too close into my little peninsula. So yes, we will move to there.
The administration.
And let's get rid of Oracle Bones and get in Xenia, because now we only need 114, which is exactly how much we have. And I do want to go Agogi next. I think that is a sensible thing to do. There's a city-state. Let's meet this one. Actually, let's go to that goody hut as well. You can continue to look around. And, ooh, yeah, by the way, we have now actually gotten the option to go into the water. Sure, a little bit of science, a little bit of Boris, gives a little bit of gold. If, I mean, we do want to settle here, absolutely, that is a thing we want to do. If we want to turn you into a city eventually, then this would be the place for our unique quarter. That is mine. A family of nomads has perfected the crafting of pottery in pit fires. The wares will sell handsomely at market, and the potters aren't shy about their ingenious techniques. Learn the potters' techniques or resell their creations. I will learn now. I would like to have a little bit of science to get the Colossus rather quickly. You can make way towards these hides. We'll open the borders. I mean, you don't let me probably because the borders are touching, which is understandable.
Land has owners.
Iguazu Falls. 4 food, 2 happiness, 2 production on adjacent districts. Grants fresh water. So pretty good. It's a decent wonder, I'd say. If you can surround it with districts, that's quite some. Ooh, painted rock. That's quite some production you can potentially get your hands on. I need 114. If I could get painted rock as well, that would be great.
If you think...
Okay, I don't care for the army command experience just yet. Let's go discipline. We need 550 to turn Argos into a city. Okay, we are pretty much in the south of this of the continent. We need 114. Yep, we need 114. Give me painted rock as well. We have one. Does that? Where would I see that? Production income from buildings, improvements. Yield from being Susan of a city-state. Okay, it's right there. Lovely. So, okay, the settlement limit is already gone. That is always so quick. To the point where I think, did they just remove that entirely? But yeah, I'll take the settler. We'll send you up there. Internal dissent. Chiefs have become wary of Tecumseh's attempts at unification. 2 city-states are enough, they say, leave the people to their own fate and their own decisions. True power comes through solidarity. There has been enough expansion. 150 happiness towards the next celebration, but lower all independent power relationships by 2. No, I do not want to lower. Please.
May the might of the Lord cause no enemy to resist me, no enemy to follow me.
There's the great Stele. Now we could... we can't build a wonder as of right now. Anyway, we get one in 4 turns though. An option at least. Which means we could go for a quick library. And then I might want to purchase the Parthenon and Odeon. Or at least one of them. That is. Meaning effectively, I will probably wait a couple more turns before Argos actually turns into a city. Or do I want to? I mean, I could get Argos into a city and then start on the unique quarter there, and then have Argos just build out the unique people. Nah, that is also an option. Builders have raised a monolith effortlessly and with few tools. The artisans back home will want to know of these techniques to get the culture and production. I do see a lot of good settleable land down here, albeit all of fresh water. I wanna see if what's going on to the east there before I do that. Can we see Thep? Isn't Thep a... there's the pyramids. An Egyptian city. Alright, there's Thebai. And Xerxes, I do want to be friendly with you, although I am. The good thing is, I'm not centered. I'll take the 5 reduction towards wonders for every cultural city-state. So, if there's an army coming, it most likely will come from the east.
When I was young.
And that is okay. Cultural attribute. Let's get the cultural attribute point out of the way. That's 3 culture. Every little bit helps. I think now it's time for animal husbandry, just in case. And I think I'd like to go towards the Gate of All Nations as well. We are currently... we can build the Colossus, so yes, we do want 15% extra. And we can immediately go cylinder seals as well. I'll send you towards Argos. Now, sadly, there's currently not been a militaristic city-state that I have found yet. There is also a city-state that I unfortunately don't see and didn't find. So that is potentially an issue eventually. There's another camel resource. There's actually a third one down there. So yeah, Thebai was quite a good settlement. An aging recluse has opened their homestead to orphans. He's ailing, but the children seem able to sustain the land. Let them, or bring the children back. Give me the culture, please. Sisetep will be the next we'll befriend. And there's another. Ooh, if we could get That would, if we could get Shomron as well, that would be already 15% towards building wonders, which would be worth a decent amount. Potters have been experimenting with ceramic coatings that create an arresting glow. Their bowls catch the sunlight, dazzling the eye, but the firing process must be meticulously controlled to avoid an uneven finish. Mastering the kiln is the mark of true craft. We'd sacrifice 18 science for 100 for 2 turns, for 100 happiness, or we could get a little bit of culture. I'll take the science penalty for the happiness now.
Do not.
You can make... Okay, you can get that one. I think, yes, I do want Argos to be a city. I will get myself a brickyard here so that I can immediately start with both the Parthenon and the Odeon. And now on Code of Laws. Getting trade routes up and running seems to be a reasonable next step. In terms of settling, we could fully settle this island. I mean, I could settle here, but I'd rather have the settle here probably. Meaning, yes, I do want that settle. And then we can settle somewhere down there as well, once we have the settlement limits, that is. But that should give us enough coverage to get all the resources on that island. At least all the ones that I can see so far. There's Napoleon. The ceremonial pipe. Gentle wisps rise from the tomahawk pipe as Tecumseh draws its smoke into his lungs. The smoldering kinnick promises new beginnings through friendship and union, but who should benefit? The pipe itself is a gift worthy of alliance. Sure. I would like to have that diplomatic attribute point, meaning I probably need to be friendly with people. You're at 30 for now, you're at 11, 19, 3, and 20. So Napoleon's probably the dude we want to befriend eventually. It's a good thing that we get another expansionist city-state. And then we can also settle a city here, a settlement. And that, I mean, we might not be able to settle all of them because probably both Hatshepsut and Catherine will probably settle this land eventually too. But we can try to get as many settlements down there as possible. That's the pyramids done, probably by Hatshepsut. Yep, no wonder there. Can we do an endeavor? Actually, if we want to go endeavor-wise, it might be a smart move to go for the endeavor civic and tradition eventually.
The land is always stalking people. The land makes people live right. The land looks after us. The land looks after people.
Herikwago. I want to see Step and we haven't started on Shomron just yet. But that's painted rock. Okay. I want to support, but I need the settlement, the friendly city-states, because that means production and food. As of right now, if we take a look at, for example, the production, 4 production, actually 8 production. So yeah, that is a lot of production and a lot of food, and I kind of want that. Chanchan up there. Ooh, Longcheng. There is a militaristic city-state, meaning the settlement limit's probably also already gone from militaristic city-states. That's fine. Let's befriend Shomron. Ooh, Abbasid with 3 camels now. Let's go towards irrigation and get the camels into Athenai. You will make your way down south. Although, oh, okay, Jaishi is an option. Who has...
He doth bestride the narrow world, and we petty men walk under his huge legs, and peep about to find ourselves dishonourable graves.
Which city-state has scouted so far to the east? That is kind of insane. But there is the Colossus. Meaning, I mean, we could go Sharukin and Gate of All Nations. That's probably not the worst idea. The question is though where. I think we can do one here, and we can purchase. Nope, not yet. But yeah, we already have quite a lot of options for resources to slot in if we, you know, had the resources now.
We look up for weeks, for months. That is all we have done. Look up.
There's the Mount Everest. And all the wonders are not close by.
And
Okay, I think now we should be able to get the Parthenon purchased. And I think it's time to go towards that wine a little bit more. Stop. Accept. Unfortunately, everything's out of range. That's a shame. Why is everything out of range? Yeah, I am thinking about... Yes, Simachia Mastery. So I kinda do need Yilan to get just a little bit bigger trade route ranges. Ooh, there are so many city-states. So much choice. So little influence.
the essence of all being.
Ah, we could now get another settlement down. The question is, which one would be the first to... which one would I like to settle for? Probably this one. Because if I settle this one, then she could still come in and settle here. But if I settle this one, my hopes at least are that I have sort of locked this land away from her. So that would be something. I'll take the free civic now.
An eye for an...
And let's go towards masonry to get the monument up and running. And like I said, Yilan is the next one that I'd like to have. Effects of culture. Ah, see, Adulis. That is Petrodon.
No man is foolish enough to desire war over peace. For in peace, sons bury fathers. But in war, fathers bury sons.
There's the Gate of All Nations, so we should now get a little bit of an advantage when we're getting attacked. Now, I think Hanging Gardens next. Yeah, we can get the Hanging Gardens up there, that is okay. The price of the Odeon is 672, that will be eventually the case, so we'll probably purchase the Odeon as well. A playwright shocks Greek citizens with her new play denouncing the virtues of an honored hero. A group of theatergoers organize a boycott and march the streets in the capital demanding the play be cancelled. The disrespectful performance should be stopped. It's an art's obligation to critique. Yes,
Right.
it is. Give, please. Although we could get settlements. We could get settlers out. 3-6. We could get one settler out. You should give me the Logios. As many as possible. I think I'll get the settler instead. A history of treaties. A great historian writes a Greece expansion across the map. The work is an intricate exploration of the treaties and alliances that have helped build the empire. I'll gladly take the diplomatic point because now we have another 50%. And now we need 85 influence per turn. And let's get wonder production going. Also oratory for an extra bit of influence. A community has organized a festival celebrating the oyster harvest. Mollusks roast over overheated stones, while travelers trade mouth-watering recipes. Savior the feast or declare the creatures sacred. I will savior. I think the next one I kind of want is Jishe. Just in case the settlement limit is still there, which, truth be told, I doubt. And the Mississippian Empire has also started on this wonder. Aristotle. Activate an academy to add 4 culture to the building. I don't have an academy just yet. So you will have to wait. Yeah, like I said, Jishi. 85, not 81. I probably need not shipyard, fishing key. Yeah, you wait. Actually, mathematics would be the great thing to get now. A lonely shepherd has carved a flute from a hollow reed. Its melodies ride the wind, inviting those who long for home. Give me the culture. Now we can go for Jishi. Yilan, we've already started. That is correct. Let's ignore Cylinder Seals for now and get the Endeavors card in for later. With the Ecclesia Mastery, would get 2 culture effective Endeavor sanctions and projects you started. And with the Agogi Mastery, Hoplites gain 1 comment. Yeah, okay, let's get the Agogi Mastery for now, just in case we are getting attacked that we could get through Hoplites. There's a city-state, if I see that correctly. Plato! Activate an Acropolis to give this city culture per turn equal to 50% of its influence yield. Your influence yield is 2, your influence yield is 6. So, yeah. We need the Odeon. And we need it quickly. But if we don't get the Hanging Gardens, we can translate that into the Odeon. So that is not an issue. If you could get away from there, that would be phenomenal. Yep, I think we were just like 1-turned. Unfortunately. But we can 1-turn now, or we could, I mean, I guess we could 3-turn the Sharukin. But I think I'm more interested in getting the Odeon now. Augustus has built the Hanging Gardens. Interesting. 2 culture and codices, 2 culture and culture buildings. I think I'll take the codice culture for now. You've already have a friend. Don't know what to think about that.
If you...
Now, does a fishing key right here work? It does. I was wondering if I need a fishing key in Athenae as well. Meaning we can actually go for another settler. Nope, 440. But we now have culture equal to 50%, so that should give us 3 extra culture. Maybe. We'll see. And you know what? Let's finish the Greek tree. Let's go the Sharukin. Where is the question? Here is okay. I would like to trade though. Now we can get another settler. Xenophone. Activate on an Acropolis to create 2 hoplites with 3 combat strength. That we can do here. What's that? Ooh, 116. What's the next best thing? Let's get another culture. That's 5% influence. Ooh, the Mayan Empire is also drawn. Start building up the Sharukin. Oh, you are friendly 59. If I could get a quick, say, military aid, that could be quite nice. Let's now. I mean, the chances of getting the Monk's Mount are slim, but let's try it anyway. Ooh, by the way, I do want to keep that one to see what's going on. That settler can settle here. Let's do the forward settle first, and then the other settle later. And Xerxes built the Sharukin, which means the Oracle. Let's try that one, I guess. Okay, we are getting quite a lot of resources. That is a good thing, because as of right now we cannot unfortunately trade. You are friendly now. Does that mean you want an alliance? Yes, you want. That means we get another diplomatic attribute point. That means we could go towards the social policy slot, or we could get the 2 culture and science per age for each city-state with Suzunov. I think I'd like to get that one. Ooh, I see Wakabna has been taken over. That's a shame. For her, that is. Let's get Nukuleka as well. And I do want 5 trade out range for every economic city-state, because that might make it so that I can trade. Yes. Axum, Adulis, and Maste. Meaning we want more trade routes. Something was beginning to fray. What? Pythagoras! Activate on an Acropolis to immediately trigger a celebration. Oh, don't mind if I do. We can now get cylinder seals in again. That's okay. I like that.
I count the grains of sand on the beach and measure the sea.
There's the Oracle.
I understand the speech.
That's a
of the
wildcard
dumb
point, meaning
and hear the
where do we
voiceless.
Going down towards... Nah, not really.
He heard.
We might want to slot that into the militaristic to get towards that settlement limit. Yes, sure. Why not? With that done, let's get a quick... You have a brickyard. Let's get a saw pit in here as well. Oracle's purpose. The sacred oracle site is thought to be the mouth of the gods themselves, and so many pilgrims journey to hear those voices that their footfalls begin to transform the land. Those who have lived at the site all along bemoan the new world that suddenly surrounds them, but the gods have always demanded change. Entrust the site to the local community. 50 happiness towards the next celebration, or the oracle. Yeah, the oracle belongs to all of Greece. Hello, that's not even a question. That is common sense, is that? Yeah, my merchant is over. Is on its way to get there. Bursa's done. It's always a wonder that I'm not too interested in getting.
After the assembly gathered,
That would be a
the
diplomatic attribute point. That would be quite nice to have. Only the deserving. Piles of grain and fruit spill across the stones, animals low in the distance. The bounty will be distributed to the soldiers, to the singers, to all who nourish and sustain the spirit of our people. All that remains to allocate the choicest portion, the biggest honor. Give it to the military, give it to the arts, or every citizen must choose for themselves. Give it to the arts. You can go for the Emil bed. And a little bit of gold. 1,000 gold is indeed an issue. We can give ourselves another settler with 1,000 gold. And later on, a merchant. Because you will settle here. I don't need a fishing key because Mykenny has a fishing key, which is quite great. That is the terracotta army done. Also wonder that I should probably value more than I do. Can we upgrade? Ooh, we can upgrade our hoplites. That's probably also something we should do. Let's now settle this city. Because, oh yeah, I do see distant lands over there. That is good. Arite's teachings. Under the shades of trees, young men listen to as a woman lectures on pleasure. It is taught as the highest good, and therefore some suggest that there should be no limits on its pursuit. But without foresight, such hunger leads to diminishing returns and eventual ruin. How, the woman poses, should one conceive of pleasure forestalled by the law or by custom? Moderation and control prevent consequences. Improve 2 wine resources and have 2 academies. Or duty to one's people is its own pleasure. I would love to go for that. What's it called? For the quest. Do I have 2 wine resources? I have 1 here. I do have 2 wine. We can easily go to the wine resource. We already have improved 1. There's a second one. Unfortunately, we won't get the third or the 4th one we could get. So that is in fact doable. Yeah, unfortunately, okay, that is already. Let's get the war support bonus now. And befriend Gungai. We could get an altar if is it I think an altar might be worth. Although no, it's not really. That's the wonder production altar, not the influence altar. That was my bad. Arete of Cyrene. That's probably where we got the quest. Activate on an Acropolis to grant 75 influence on standard speed. Hell yeah. We should have probably saved up some to get more trade routes up and running. Because she has some awesome trade routes. How much for improved trade relations with her? 60. Okay. I see. We're making 20. Does he have... No, he has the oral tradition pantheon. What are we looking at? 3 more wonders, much more here, much more there, 3 more resources.
In the midst of the snow,
there's the Emil bell, though.
Goryeo hovers. An icy temple bell resounds echoes of the old kingdom.
We don't have another wonder just yet. Let's get a fishing key. The diplomatic point goes down towards the social policy slot eventually. The migrant is here. 60 means we should have enough to ask for improved trade relations, which are accepted. Meaning I'd like another merchant. There should be the second wine improved, meaning we should now only need 2 academies.
Skill.
What are we looking at here? Can I not see? What are your overall yields? 22 happiness. That is okay. You are unhappy. You are unhappy with a -1. Meaning I can at least make you content. Okay. Let's get a market going, I think is good. And we can get the migrant right there. You will trade with Adulis. Oh. Oh. Is that Himiko? That might be Himiko. Let's get the culture on culture buildings. Yeah, I know. But there is the Silk Road's golden age. We need wonders and codices. Settlements. I don't think we can. We will. I mean, it would be great to get to the second, but we didn't get the settlement limit from the militaristic city-state, nor did we get the settlement limit from expansionist city-states. So it is kind of difficult to go for that one. Is that all? No. What's the next best? A monument? Yeah, sure. Let's get a monument going. Thales of Miletus. Activate on an Acropolis to give this city science. I think that's still you, the best one. 8 versus 2. Yes. Yes. I might want to give you a little bit more production, though. There's an ageless brickyard, meaning we could get an ageless saw pit in here as well. And you know what? Some barracks for a little bit of extra production. Seems like a good idea.
Perfection.
It is now 18 turns for mathematics. Probably a library 468 would also be good, eventually. We could go scientific. I think I want to get that scientific city-state. Other than that, we have started on these 2. We have not started on Chanchan. That would also be a city-state we could try to go for. Megiddo is also still up for grabs, and La Venta. And that seems to be all the city-states that are still up for grabs. Let's get an amphitheater. I do want... Nah, sure, it can go there, that's okay. Yeah, so many resources. Was it 460 something? It was. So let's get a quick library, and you can go towards more production. And with that library, we should get a little bit quicker towards mathematics. Not much, granted, but it's a little bit at least. Then we might want to save up some money to purchase the academies eventually. We have a lot of jade. Food on food buildings, food on warehouse buildings, 1 food on all settlements for each expansionist city-state. Yes, please. Let's get that one. You still get 10% gold. I still wish they wouldn't have changed. Hamong, the gold resource. Hamong Amaui is done. Socrates. Activate on a palace or city hall to add 2 influence to the building. You need to go to Athena as well, because that's also 1 science and 1 culture. No wonder yet to build. We could go for a garden, we could go for ancient walls. I'd like to have a barrack. A granary, not really. I think barracks might be good to have. Although a garden, nah. Let's get the production a little bit of a boost. I think that is a reasonable thing to do.
The dog.
Ooh, is it still? It is still up for grabs. We'll risk that 1 turn. I know it is potentially risky, but I am willing to risk that to see to get a little bit of extra production. So we're done here. Let's go towards the settlement limits real quick. And speaking of settlement limit, let's get a quick settler as well. Nothing right now. We could get... Now I want to save the money up. I need to get these academies up and running as quick as possible. And another jade resource. We give to production and happiness. Let's get the food resource out to get a little bit of extra. Do we have another trade road that gives me out of reach, out of reach, out of reach, out of reach, and need improved trade relations, but it also, nope. Okay, we don't have another trade route that gives me a camels. That's okay. We have 205 influence though. We can start with Chan Chan and with Megiddo. And with them done, it should only be La Venta. Because I started with Kara Supe. So that is only La Venta. Let's see if we can get that. There is Pax Imperatoria. Probably nothing that we will be too soaring at. Apacia. Activate on a library to add 3 happiness to the building. Sure. This probably was Aspasia, wasn't it? And I probably just misread that. Now that is an option. I was just thinking I might want to get a boat. Ooh, that is so close. Getting up a couple of boats. I also, where are my my scouts? That's the problem when you befriend so many city-states. You don't see where... There's 1 scout. Oh, you will stay here. Absolutely. There's the other scout. There's another scout. Where's the 4th one? I swear I had 4. Don't want to click on that dude. Where's the 4th scout? That's a Xerxes scout. I'm sure I'm just hella blind. There's also no scout. That is a Xerxes scout. I'd hoped that I would find them and... there is the 4th one. Okay, so they are all far away. So you will make your way to here. 32 turns might be a little much. You will make your way to there, and you will make your way all the way... You know what? Also to down here. And I do want a boat. The thing is, I don't think I have the... Yeah, I kind of want a quadrireme, so we'll wait until we get a quadrireme. So many resources that we cannot slot in just yet. We can... No, I want to save. I must not forget, I want to save. That is the thing.
And here he lay, older than the hill he rested on.
I can't believe we actually got the Monk's Mount. Does that mean the Mississippians are not in the game? Because if they were, I'd assume the Wonder would have already been gone. You were playing Rome, Maya, no, the Mississippian are in the game. Wild. Let's get a garden. I do want to stay neutral, sorry. Oh, what say you about open borders? Where did I send you? I've sent you to there. So I don't want to click on you. I do want you to go to here. And with 93, we should be able to befriend La Venta. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more city-states should become my friends eventually. There is another settle. That's the we have unlocked the Chola. That is nice. That's a shame. Okay, let's go literacy. Let's Colosseum. Yes, please. That would be good to have. It's a really, really late Colosseum, though. That's the problem. Sorry, I do not want to go to war. I am not too keen on going to war. Let's get the salt now. We can slot in some more. 2 production, 3 production. Let's get the production, and Chalkis can get the last. I think I want to save up as much influence as possible now. Okay, there's the academy. Now we need 2 academies. Let's get one right here, where you can go. And let's get another academy right here. So that's 2 academies. Papyrus problems is always that one. Correct answer is 150 science. Aret's doctrines. A group of students arrive from beyond Greece's borders prepared to absorb Aret's knowledge and recirculate it among their own thinkers. Our students interpret our philosophies differently, she tells them. Which of our doctrines interest you most? The pursuit of happiness means freedom from pain and sorrow. The pleasure of the mind are greater than those of the body. Okay, so 100 culture or 100 science. It's a little underwhelming, but hey, it's still better than nothing. Now, mathematics. I should have probably gone for the science, shouldn't I? Sappho. Activate an tile with a constructor with an open great work slot to create the Hymn of Aphrodite. Hell yeah. Great works. Nah, I want to go for the great works view. There it is, Hymn of Aphrodite. Lovely. I think we can now sort of start purchasing the ageless buildings in these settlements here. And also the altar. Let's get the... We're still building wonders, so that's okay. We could go... 2 happiness in all settlements should help, hopefully. 10, 7, 10, 0, -1. I mean, Chalkis is... Okay. Aristotle will give me 4 culture on the academy. That is always nice. Sanchi Stupa is done. Okay.
While stands the Colosseum, Rome shall stand. When falls the Colosseum, Rome shall fall. And when Rome falls, with it shall fall the world.
But there's the Colosseum. That gives me 3 culture and 2 happiness on quarters in this settlement. So it base gives 3 cultures and then also 2 happiness on quarters in this settlement. Pyramid of the Sun would give me 2 culture on quarters in this settlement on top of that, so we will absolutely try to get the Pyramid of the Sun as well. I'll be the chance. I mean, I did say it's a late Colosseum, and we did get it, so there is that. We could go with the free. I want the Codex. I think the Codex is the more important thing. Let's go towards organized military. Although Weijiang Palace is still up for grabs, so maybe we will get that one first. Now, are there other settlement options? If we so, that is still one that we could go for, and we could actually, that one's also not the worst settlement option. Especially if there's more treasure resources, we kind of want that.
After the.
So let's get a settler and a second one soon after, and this will be a settle at the end, so to speak. We could go for the Angkor Wat. I think organized military though might be, because we might need to settle this one before the end. Because Hatshepsut could still be inclined to settle there. So we kind of want to lock that one down. And I think it is, yeah, only 2 more settlements that we need. So getting them would be quite nice. We will send you to there.
The warrior's blood flowed like water and gathered in pools.
There's the Pyramid of the Sun. Now we should get like happiness from the Colosseum and culture from the Pyramid of the Sun, meaning now we kind of want to get the quarters done. Let me real quick take a look at it again. The Colosseum gives 2 happiness on quarters and you give 2 culture on quarters. But the Weijiang Palace is also one that we can, though Argos is finished. So I think if Argos builds the Weijiang Palace, you can focus on, I mean, granted you don't have anything, any quarter to build. I can get myself a granary. I'd prefer the granary to be up here though. Power at the center. At the heart of civilization, the capital city radiates authority. Banners bearing the sigil of empire flutter atop monuments to the power of a people united. Yet other settlements distinguish themselves, and as their stars rise, citizens question their place in this larger community. Does the empire truly represent us all? We can get that one, and yeah, we can also get that one. That is all okay. Let's get all the stuff for the codices. Hypatia is the last great person activated in a library to add 3 science to the building. And there is Pergamon, meaning we probably want an archer in Pergamon. And also, we can't get walls in there because, for whatever reason, I guess. Infidelity revealed. A young Greek woman furiously marches down the street, mentally cursing her lover, the local bear tamer, for straying with another woman. Soon, that curse will be real, she tells herself. That is the cursed tablet. Get an altar, get a brickyard, and we can purchase anything else right now. You can get a little bit more production, meaning a little bit more gold. You will wait, however. We are looking at 48, -3, -4. Yeah, you need to wait a little bit. You can make your way to here real quick. What the hell?
And when I was...
Right, I did wanted to get my hands on a quadrireme when possible. And also now we can get ancient walls. Yeah, they are probably needed. Let's go towards philosophy. You can continue with the walls. There's nothing else you can actually build, so that's that. Yeah, Hatshepsut doesn't like the fact that I settled there, and probably also some other reasons. Failed revenge. I think, is there a way that this ever works out? I think I've never managed to actually have a successful revenge. There. I won't accept that. Let's get that one, I guess, for now. And culture. And and we will get you a socket. That is Nalanda done. I don't even know if I have. God, I mean, I could probably also would have been unable to place it in the first place. There is that. You can get some walls and a socket. Ooh, and a fishing key afterwards. More walls. I think I might just build these quadriremes and use the money to purchase buildings in the towns.
Endures. Time has no limit. Regret goes on and on without end.
There is the Wejang Palace. That's a little bit more influence for me. No wonder that you can build. Let's get a fishing key. So that's Corinthos done. Actually, walls in all these settlements would not be the worst idea. She is sitting on quite an army.
The ship.
You will give me Angkor Wat. Will you give me Angkor Wat is the question. No, you will give me Angkor Wat. You will give me 2 quadriremes and a lighthouse. And with that, let's see how much food and production. Let's go with production. 16, 20, 26, 32. If my math is mathing. That's okay. That is, we can do that. Go to some navigation. We are at the Future Civic. Just perfect. So we don't need hospitality. Let's get the resource capacity. Nope. Actually, let's get Stratejoy. Just in case someone's trying to go to war with me. Because we are looking at, I mean, negative 36, but I mean, minus 70 from the leader agenda. So yeah, she really doesn't like me. And I will send you up there. And the other one will move to here. Songs from the deep. Seafarers tell of encounters with beautiful beings, part human, part fish, who lure sailors to watery graves with their enchanting songs. The people must be warned, or the sailors must be mad. There is no such thing as sirens. These are lies. Let's get a fishing key and a granary and a saw pit. That is Chalkis now also dealt with. We're still also building wonders. Let's also get food on settlement. 1,000 gold. I've just spent it, my friend. We're still at right because yeah, logically we're still at minus. How many more do I need? One more. Okay, so that should be doable, right? Engineering 2. Okay, Tech Wrangler gives me a codex, so there's that. Now we have a Golden Age in Science, Golden Age in Economy, Golden Age in Culture, and we're on our way to get the second path. So that's about as much as we could have expected. Huh, I wish that one would have come like a turn sooner. That would be great. Let's purchase stuff for Mycenae. So that is Corinthos done, Chalkis done, and Mycenae. Or Mycena, or however it's pronounced, done. Broken borders. The empire fractures as once loyal settlements seek their own path forward. Laws and customs, symbols and pageantry, they are no longer sufficient in holding society together. What was once a shared identity forks like a river, and its currents span many beyond political borders. They pledge themselves to outside powers, seeking new threads of connection and aid in extracting themselves from their former state. We got a cultural point, so let's get the wonder production done. Future Civic for another round. Let's get more ancient walls. Let's get a little bit more gold and a little bit more science and culture in there. Also, -6 in happiness in cities is okay. I think both Athenae and Argos should be able to somewhat tank that. So that is okay.
All beings who are plunged into the ocean of existence, may I draw them out by virtue of this good work.
Oh, wise J. Warman, 7th to hold the title. Yeah, right. You're currently producing more stuff for me. So Mycenae is done. Knossos would be the next. Also with ancient walls, yes please, and some barracks. Nope, not barracks. Brickyards, I think it was. Let's go towards ironworking. Oh my, yes, yes we want. There's Mundo Perdido done. And I think one last ancient wall is what we can build in Athenae, and that's it then. Could go with a little bit of an army now. I am thinking maybe a double hoplite into double archer for now. Maybe. You could get ancient walls. You could also get like a lighthouse, for example. Although ancient walls would probably be smart to get. Let's get. Ooh, we can get some villas now. Meaning everybody else now also wants a villa. Now ain't that lovely?
Even a great calm.
I will send you up there. And I'll send you with... Nah, do I? Do I? I think I don't want to send you with that. You can stay where you are. You... will be sent to here. You're good to go there as well. $828 is a wild price. Yeah, that's not going to work for. Although you should be able to build a villa as well, then, right? Once you've finished all that, you should. Yeah, you can build a villa as well. So there's that at least. A little bit of an army to... Oh, 587 though. I mean, the good thing is Athenai can produce an army rather quickly. So that is good. Let's get some more villas up and running. I don't need culture, so we'll keep the wonder production, even though I don't necessarily need wonder production either. Let's get a market going. There is the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus done. So that's that. So you can get another villa too. So that should be all of you done. Yes, at least for now. Paradigm shift. As settlements drift farther and farther from the empire's core, the capital falters and its banners lie limp. Once the city held civilizations together, now it sits as a vestige of broken bonds and archaic union. But smaller hubs find voices that grow ever louder, proclaiming their singularity amid new communities, based on not tradition but customs, beliefs, economy, and identity. We got a scientific attribute point. What are we looking at happiness-wise? 47, 17, 16, 17. We are looking quite good. And you say -5. I think we can settle that one. We'll risky settle. And see... I mean, you are currently at -4. So a villa and combined with an altar and stuff should potentially work for you. We'll see. Yeah, the capital can absolutely tank that. What are we looking otherwise, though? 25, 2, 12, 11, 12, 15, 6, -5. Yeah, we can tank that. That is not the worst. Ooh, Mongolia, improved 3 horses. Nice. You can get an arena next. Right there, please. And you should also get an arena. Yeah, brimming with discontent and stuff. I know. We can work with that somehow. Because look, already you are happy and now you are even +5 happy. Pergamon needs a villa though, eventually. Like I said, Corinthos done, Chalkis is done. Let's just real quick double check. All of them are done. You will give me nothing more. I think that's all the buildings that we could have gotten. So they are now finished. And with the villa in Pergamon, Pergamon is now also finished. And I do want to get towards there quickly. You can get a blacksmith going. I can actually, I could, that is theoretically a settlement spot. That is interesting. Let's do that. Let's go towards, we can't get that fish resource, unfortunately. So Pergamon is, I believe, done. Argos is building.
Iron.
Thebai might have some more stuff to get. Yes, Thebai has. Let's get the masonry done. You can give me a bath or a fishing key real quick. We might not be able to build anything, or not anything, everything in Argos. A monument, a little bit extra culture. Let's get the bronze working done. You have finished everything, so let's get the last, I guess second to last walls we could get. Thebai, that's 10 turns. Thebai can give me a villa. And Folk can give me ancient walls and a brickyard for now. We go for the wheel. A fishing key and a granary and a saw pit. Makes Fokia finished as well. Let's get the resource capacity in cities so that we can slot our last 2 resources in. You will finish another set of walls. And I think we do one last double check. Athenai has built everything. You are currently building, you've everything, you have everything, you are all finished. So it is only... There's a library in there, I don't really care about that. Let's get a blacksmith going instead. And military training. Apart from Argos, everyone got everything they needed. Let's give you a little bit of research. Festivals. Maybe we can get a one of these out to get a little bit more wildcard policy points. And we could purchase stuff for Argos. That's not the thing. Like we could get a cheap granary right here. We could get some... Actually, that's probably not the worst idea because Argos kind of needs to build some walls as well. Tainted fields. The rice harvest falters. Overtaxed soil being asked to produce more and more for even the farthest settlement. The new grains are tough, bitter, and small. The land needs rest. Local overseers will ensure proper crop rotation or introduce new strains. I'll take the science. A petition. The people of neighboring Matara are terribly unhappy. Where the hell is there is Matara? Can we do that? Can we take Matara? 55, 15, 14, 14, 19. I think we should be able to take Matara. That does... Matara's at -9, but everyone else should be good. That begs the problem though that now Matara can do stuff. So there's that. Scientific, let's get the tech mastery done. But we still have a couple of turns. We probably need happiness for Matara before we do anything else. So let's get you at -14. Yeah, we need a villa. Though, what's the happiest you can get? You can't build anything. You are a finished settlement. Gee. Yeah, Matara needs a villa. At least now you are somewhat zeroed out. Let's get a garden going in Argos. Three more turns. Ay. Let's get ancient walls and a brickyard, and that is done with. We're done with you. You know what? Let's get some walls up and running. We can eventually purchase the garden and maybe even the other building as well. So get some walls quickly. That's just 2-turn ancient walls now. Villa 1200 is a wild. Is wild. A wild price. Okay. Funny, overall, we needed one more settlement for a golden age. That is closer than I had anticipated. The coming of dawn. The world has settled into a new order. In the wake of unrest, borders have been reforged and political bonds redefined. The old world's models of authority have broken beneath the weight of progress, and the very nature of empire transforms into a new age. The age of antiquity is ending. Do we get one more turn? We do, meaning we can give you, as a last act of purchasing power, the villa. And thus, you only technically have walls to build, but we don't have the time. I mean, that's okay. Sad that we didn't get the last settlement we needed.
Countless discoveries sprung from the intellectual rigor of Greek philosophers. Their records kept safe, their legacy was assured.
But all in all, it was close with Pax Imperatoria. That is definitely true. I'm not going to complain. But yeah, like I said, Shawnee might be difficult because we get in cities not built adjacent to navigable rivers, we receive -10% food. And we do not have built anything, I believe, next to navigable rivers. But hopefully we will keep both the food and the production per city-state we've befriended. So hopefully that will kind of counteract the -10% food a little bit. And Shawnee it is.
The Shawnee are consummate diplomats.
And mostly
on foot to bring
because
disparate
of
groups,
that tradition, plus 50% influence towards the initiating and progressing the Befriend Independent project. We start with 100% now, if I don't forget to slot in the tradition next
and to
stream.
rise together as one.
So we would start with 100%, and when we have that, we have 150% towards befriending independence. So we should be able to get many independents rather quickly. For example, like if we take a look, I will slot in Xenia and Strategize for now, and if we start with 868, and we need 170 to befriend. If we take a quick look around, because people have settled quite a lot, we've got 2 down there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that's probably good. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 city-states totaled. Now, the problem is that +2 settlement limit will only give have us like break us even. That's a little bit of an issue. So we'll see. But that's neither here nor there, because that is the end of the stream. What I do before I say my typical outro and goodbyes and whatnot, what I do like quite a lot. Is very, very promising. If we can get a good treasure resource start on like these lands, we are close. We are very, very close to the homelands. That is the sole reason, I mean that, and to get towards the 9 settlements, why I settled Fokaya. Because you see, the borders of Fokaya are already touching the distant land shoreline. Or, well, I guess coastline, not shoreline. So yeah, I'm quite excited. But that has to wait until Monday, which will start closer to the original starting time at 7 p.m. European time, solely due to university stuff. So the 6 p.m. start will at least on... No, I think on both Monday and Thursday. Yeah, on Monday and Thursday will not be the case anymore for the foreseeable future. I'm currently thinking maybe I will switch to 2 different days, but I'm not really keen on doing that. So I'm currently debating myself what to do. I'll see how it works with uni stuff, and if it works on the later time, then that is perfectly fine. If not, I might change. But you'll see. You will eventually see if that happens. If I change the schedule, I will make an announcement on both Twitter and Blue Sky. So keep an eye out for that if that happens. Shameless plug to follow me there. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you want to rewatch any of my streams, as always, I forgot Kiev. So 15 city-states. You can always check out my VOD's channel, and for everyone else, I will see you in the next one. Bye!